Tom Evans is the Outreach Ministries Director for the Oregon Conference. His passion is to innovate ways to reach people for Jesus in a first world, secular context. Tom's area of expertise include church planting, coaching, and church growth. He is married to Samara, and they have 3 grown daughters, 2 boys at home, and are in the process of adopting 2 boys from Eastern Europe. They have several 4-legged family members as well, golden retrievers and Siberian cats. Please welcome Tom Evans.
2020 was slated to be a big year for evangelism in Oregon. Over 100 public reaping series were scheduled to take place. I was personally conducting a series in Canby, Oregon that started on March 6. We weren't able to finish. As the global pandemic became a grim new reality, our team discussed plans for the remainder of the year. How would public evangelism be impacted? What were our options? We decided to focus our energies offering 3 digital evangelistic series in the fall. In preparation, we would fully develop our public-oriented platform, maxlifeevents.com. The goal of Max Life Events is to provide online series and resources for individuals to focus on areas where they desire to experience growth. A key resource to support that journey is the Max Life Inventory. This online survey asks 10 questions from each category to ascertain areas of strength and potential growth. For those familiar with natural church development, Max Life Inventory is similar, but focuses on the individual rather than the congregation. To further develop this resource, a coaching video series was developed so that once someone takes the inventory, they can identify a next step on their path to intentional living. I'd like to share a brief promo video that introduced this new series. Advice. How effective is it? Have you found that advice is like trying to fit in a suit that was made for someone else? No one is in your shoes. The advice being given might have worked for them, but it won't work for you. For years, I gave and received advice. Sometimes it worked, most of the time it didn't. Then I discovered coaching. Coaching is different. It is a tailored, customized approach designed specifically for you. As a university professor, I created a graduate class to equip my students with coaching skills. Coaching is based on asking powerful questions. I discovered that certain questions consistently hit the mark. This free video series gives you an opportunity to personally interact with 7 life-changing questions. Click the link below to watch the introduction. Are you ready for a better version of you on your terms? I'd like to encourage you to sign up and check it out. We believe that by reaching the felt needs of individuals first, we could begin a journey with them to offer a solution to their ultimate need of Jesus Christ. Here's an unsolicited comment. Since I started watching the series of Max Life events, my life has completely changed within a few days. I do believe Max Life events is a tool that will bring many lives to Christ. May God bless the leaders organizing these powerful events. Another concept that we struggle with was the importance of pre-work. All of us know how essential excellent pre-work is to the success of any public meeting. We wouldn't think of doing evangelism without it. But how could this be accomplished online? Our solution is what we entitled Discovery Series. These are 5 to 10-part pre-recorded mini-series with each presentation being between 5 and 10 minutes. Topics would be highly relevant to a secular audience and focus on one of the 8 Max Life categories of intentional living. You can see on this slide some of the Discovery series that we currently offer, and we're adding more all the time. I'd like to share a promo for John Boston's Discovery series, Leading from Your Pain.
Leaders, I'm John Boston. I want to tell you about this incredible machine behind me. It's of course a submarine. It was created to go undetected. Its stealth and ability to hide is its strength. You and I really weren't created to live like that. We weren't even created to lead like that. There are hurtful experiences in our journeys that we try to push out of sight. I do it. I struggle with it all the time. But when we do that, it often causes more damage than good. I'm inviting you to join me for Leading from Your Pain. It's a series that I want you to be a part of as we discover some of the principles and practices to overcome that significant challenge. Press the button below to begin right now. You need that hurt to surface up so that you can experience what it means to lead from your pain. Press the button to get started right now.
I'm sure after seeing this that you're going to want to go and watch it right away. I mentioned earlier that we identified 3 digital solutions for the fall of this year. The first was a series by John Boston entitled, Your Story Beyond the Pain. The promo we just watched was intended to be pre-work for that series. As individuals became familiar with John and his story, we hope that they would choose to join us for the live event beginning on September 11 online. Since that series has now concluded, I'd like to share with you some of the key takeaways. The openness and flexibility of pastors and churches was amazing. 25 churches in Oregon registered to be part of John's live online series. But as one of my favorite Bible verses from the book of Hesitation says, "Blessed are the flexible, for they shall not be broken." A few days before the start of the series, Oregon was hit with a firestorm that was tagged as a once-in-a-generation. The smoke was toxic. My hometown of Silverton, Oregon hit an air quality index of 550. Understand that ratings of 300 to 500 are considered hazardous. We were off the charts. People were evacuating. We had our car packed to go. In a collaborative decision with participating churches, the series start date was delayed by 1 week. This meant adding additional sessions in order to complete the 15-part series by October 3. Something else that we're excited about discovering are ways to be an effective online digital evangelist. One of the best things you can do is to share the ads. One of the ads for our second series had 124 shares. All of us have friends, people that we're connected with in our social networks that need hope in their lives. When the video goes live, it's important to share that link so that others can join you in watching the series. Another way that you can invite people to engage with the series is through personally inviting them through Messenger, right there on Facebook. We also made some sharing cards that can be handed out. We encourage our viewers to like the Max Life Events Facebook page because that would notify them of new series or when we go live. Perhaps the most important way to be an online digital evangelist is to comment in the chat while the session is live. Engage with other participants, like their comments, pray for those who share vulnerable comments. And then finally, we follow through with a local Max Life representative. We found that a community can be built online. This was the biggest win in the area that we are most passionate about. We were surprised at the deep level of vulnerability that developed during John's series and carried on through our next series. Can you believe there were 765 comments in the chat on the final night of John's series? Here's a comment from Sue. I love hearing the stories of others' experiences. They help us feel more normal as we go through life's dramas. They also tell us of how the person found God through incredible pain. Caleb commented, "This guy's story gives hope for my brother. Could you all please pray for my brother as he actually was just entered into a clean and sober program for drugs this week?" Catch this. 13 people made encouraging comments to Caleb immediately there, right in the chat. I cannot overemphasize this enough. The win is in the real-time live chat. It is a powerful and life-changing experience for so many. It is also important to note that many made contact with our team through private messages as well. Coaching skills were used in communicating, and many welcomed referrals to Max Life representatives in their area.
Hey, what's up, EC3? Richie Halverson here. Tom asked me to share a little bit with you about a recent series that I teamed up with Max Life and the Oregon Conference on. It's called Unchained, Hope and Healing from Addiction. It's a 10-part series where we look at 10 different breakthroughs people have to have in order to live a happier, fuller, unchained life. Very quickly, I saw the genius and really the value behind having these interviews live and not previously recorded. The kind of interaction that happens, the kind of community that happens each night, people getting to know each other. I do a lot of public evangelism, and you love it when you see the members and the visitors begin to communicate and visit and community happens. Well, that's what happened here virtually. And I would suggest that it even happened quicker and even more authentic, because people felt like they could do that from the safety of their own home and their own privacy. And so, man, I was just blown away by the way these interactions happened and the success of this series. When I made the appeal at the end, man, people knew I had their best interests at heart. There was no bait and switch. We made that appeal, and praise the Lord, many people texted Unchained to the number that was on their screen. And so it was just a powerful series. I praise God for what Max Life Events is doing. And man, I think this is just the beginning of all kinds of evangelism that we can be doing online.
The nonlinear benefit of digital evangelism is significant. Linear means that you go to a church or a venue at a certain time and on a certain day and in a certain location. With digital evangelism, 70% of our audience listened to the session in the 24 hours after we had gone live, and we had listeners from all over the world. We also have archived the series on our Max Life Events website. This content is evergreen and will continue to impact people's lives for years to come. We also discovered how to social proof your content and drive down pricing in your local context. Social proofing means that people have agreed that this video is worth watching. In order to do that, after each session finished each night, we boosted it to 3 different audiences. The first one was people who like our Facebook page and their friends. That's pretty obvious, isn't it? We also boosted to Oregon, but here's the surprising one. We boosted that session each night to 25 to 35-year-olds in Indonesia. Why did we do that? Because it social proofed the video. Would you rather watch a video that had 200 views or one that had 20,000 views already? John's first night, that video had 114,000 views. For a very affordable investment in Indonesia, we obtained tens of thousands of views. What we didn't realize was the added benefit of the Facebook algorithms. They picked up that people were loving this video, which gave further exposure, lowering the pricing in our own home market. We also found that having an open system for viewing the series was very beneficial. Although we encouraged registration, it was not required. We were able to capture information throughout the series with various other methods, but that's another presentation. Now, I know we love to talk about things that worked, but it's also important to highlight a few of the challenges. We had a temptation to overproduce, but we discovered that the win is in the online interaction, that community that's being built. Being authentic and real is more important than a slick production that's error-free. As a result, we decided to go live with the interview segment of the broadcast each evening. Next, we really realized that we took on too much based on the capacity of our team. We probably should have done 1 series in the fall instead of 3, or at least had a month between 2. Here's a very important learning, something we really discovered that is significant in the area of digital evangelism. Most of our church members feel out of their element when it comes to online ministry. They need to be equipped. One of the churches that was the most fruitful and successful with interest in John's series mobilized a Max Life digital evangelism team We believe this is a great starting point. A few people that know how to do it, that can train others how to do it. With any type of evangelism, it's easy to inflate the numbers. I'm sure that you were alert when I said that 114,000 people watched the first night of John's series. But did you know that many of those views were for 3 seconds? Facebook counts a through play as a minimum view time of 3 seconds. It sounds great, but does not reflect the reality of how long people actually watched. Now, to be fair, a lot of people watched, but not 114,000. Here's some comments that I'd like to share with you of the difference that this kind of evangelism can make in people's lives. Thank you so much, John. I was captured by this series from the very first episode. I love the encouragement from the guest. Gives me hope. It's been a long time, and I need him now. That was from Dee, and Dee made a decision for baptism. Here's Barbara. When I was first watching this series, I was so depressed. I'm now feeling hopeful. Thank you. Christina says, I love the journey with you. It's helped me heal. Christina's in the middle of a custody battle and also made a decision for baptism. We believe that nonlinear felt needs evangelism will open up hearts to the gospel that have not previously been reached by other methods. I'd like to invite you to check out maxlifeevents.com and see how some of these resources may bless your ministry.